Interviews with business owners and veteran executives who share their wisdom and expertise to help you de-stress, free up time, and make more money. Profits of IT. Welcome back to the Profits of IT. I am Jim Punzenberger, your host and the creator of the Managed Prospecting System. You're looking to generate new clients without cold calling, ad spend, or spamming. Be sure to check out managedprospectingsystem.com. Excited to have a guest with me today who is currently in Nuremberg, Germany. He is a CEO of Netways. Is that correct?
Yep.
And we've had an interesting chat about travel around the world just over the last few minutes here before we started recording. And he just told me about his trip across the US from Seattle to Chicago. So it sounded like a very interesting trip. Anyways, why don't you introduce yourself and tell us a quick snippet about your company, Netways.
Yeah, nice talking to you. Yes, my name is Bernd. I'm the CEO of a company named Netways here in Germany. We are an open source solution provider and have a professional service and managed service department. We do events and training and do different things for our customers. But our overall strategy is like doing open source in and for the data center.
Got it. And so what's something interesting about yourself outside of work? I think you mentioned you're a family man, you got a wife and 3 kids, is that correct?
Yeah, that's true. I have an older son who is 50 now, and I have like a 2-year-old daughter and like a 6-month-old son. And that's pretty much consuming all my non-work time. But I'm super happy about it. Sometimes I'm a little bit afraid because I'm 45 now, and when I pick up my kids in the future from school, that other things grandpa picks them up. So I sometimes I feel a little bit old, but anyway, the kids keep me young, and I really love having my family around me and have something to do on the weekend.
Yes, I suppose they keep you busy, and it's very rewarding being a father.
Absolutely.
And so, question for you, what do you say, what do you contribute to your success and the success of Netways, and how can others learn from that to be more successful themselves? Or what might you say is what one might call your superpower when it comes to business? Be very curious to hear about this.
Means over the years, I'm with the company since 2012. I'm not the founder. I started Netways when we were around 12 to 13 people. Now we are over 90 people here. And I think one thing we had before the industry was talking about it was like the fail culture we have. That pretty much if something goes wrong, we're not like putting it under the carpet. So we discuss it. And everybody, even if she or he is with us for 10 years or for 3 months, has the chance to contribute and re-ask everything in existing process. So I think our ability to adapt and change and iterate through failure and accepting failure as an important step to be better is something which was with us all the time. And I think it's just one of the foundations for our success. And of course, we had things who didn't work out so well, but accepting it, iterating it, making it better. I think that's kind of a cultural ability and thing we have, which was always important for us, and it's still super important.
So being able to accept failure and learn from it is what you're talking about then?
Absolutely, yeah.
And so, is this something that you have any tips on if somebody wanted to implement this in their own business, in their own culture, among their team, how somebody might go about this?
I think one thing is really like having an open discussion and conversation about that this is an important value for you, because sometimes people like think, or perhaps company owners, I cannot look in every head, but accept that of course, if people have something in mind or have something on their heart, they come out and speak up and say, hey, this is something we should change, or that doesn't make sense. But especially like young people, young from age or young in your company, they need to be like encouraged and say, hey, we want you. We want that you come over, and even if you're working with us for 2 weeks and you think that this process is super stupid and we should do better, or it doesn't make any sense for you, so please speak up, like encouraging people that they have a chance. And I try to do so every time when our new apprentices come, which now they did, because in Germany it starts like in September, the new apprenticeship year comes, and now we have like 7-8 apprenticeships starting this year. And we have usually an afternoon where I do some intro to the company and how the company is structured and how the different companies work together. And I always say, if you have something in mind, if you have an idea, if you have something which you think doesn't make any sense, so please speak up, come over, come to your team lead, to your trainer, and let us know why you think we should do better. And if people hear that again and again and really believe also their voice can make a change, you can create this culture. But I think the biggest mistake is to think that just people speak on their own and just come over if they have something in mind. You have to encourage them all the time. So if you have something, come over. I would like to listen. Come in my office. Tell me. And that's super important for me. That having an open discussion pretty much about everything. Which just to add, of course, sometimes you do things and you have to do things where not everybody's fine with it. Sometimes you have just to make a decision and say, we have to do it. We have to go the left way, even if other dudes think like going the right way is the better thing. Of course, that happens. That needs to be done, because that is what I get paid for at the end, to say, okay, we have to do it this way. But always try to have everybody on track and convince them and explain why you do it. And even if you change direction, we often in the past changed our direction also rapidly. And I thought it was, and I still think it was never a problem, because we tried to explain why we do it. We just, not like an intransparent management decision. We do ABC, but half a year ago we said we don't do it, but explain it why you change your direction is very important, I think, for the culture and for the relationship that people have to the company.
Got it. So what else is important to know about this?
Good question. I think, yeah, being open-minded. Another thing is when you get older, you get a different self-reflection on how you see yourself and how you see decisions. I think also when you are younger, it's sometimes harder to publicly accept that you make a mistake, because you always have the feeling that you should not make mistakes, or you feel ashamed, or whatever. When you get older, it's like, yeah, it was my fault. I think for the most people I know, it gets easier over the years to say, oh, I did it wrong. I was wrong. And it's super important, I think, to encourage the young people. For the older ones, sometimes it's like, I would not say you have nothing to lose, but I think you get what I mean. It's like it's easier when you get older, because you learned that failure is part of it, making mistakes is part of working. But I think for the most people, when they start their professional career, they kind of think that mistakes are not accepted, or it prevents them from a promotion or whatever. And this is really important, that, hey, if you make mistakes and if you improve and iterate and make better, it speaks up for promotion, and it is against the promotion, right?
Got it. Cool. So do you have any other thoughts regarding what's made you successful in the industry?
I think community work is an important stuff, since we're doing mostly around open source software. It was and is important that you try to be part of that community running open source projects. Different open source projects and products have different communities, so everything is different. Participating in a conference, participating in contributing code. Of course, even in a company, you have different fields of interest. So some people are interested in doing documentation, and others try to debug and try to do different things. But accepting that in that industry we are working on, it's super important to reach out and create connections and participate, give back. We make money with open source products. We did not on our own. We try to give back, we try to contribute, help others, like funding travels, sponsoring projects or hosting for them. And likewise, others out there using our products without giving us money. Yeah, being part of something which is bigger than your company. I think that is important in open source. I would not say not in IT industry in general, but in open source, definitely it is way more important.
Got it. So any final thoughts before we wrap up here?
Final thoughts. It was very short. Yeah. Stop improving.
I
Always.
Your audio was cutting out there.
Oh, now it's back?
It's back, yes.
I think, yeah, never stop improving. So never think we thought a process through last year and we have nothing to change on the one hand. So always have the willingness and the ability to improve. On the other hand, don't change just to change. So change if it makes sense, if it's required, but not restructure because you think it's time for a restructure. So restructure if you think we have a requirement because we outgrow in a specific division or we have a specific need. So the willingness to change, but also not just to do something, just really have a value and have a reason for something.
Got it. So now opportunity for networking or ask. Is there anybody you'd like to reach out to you in the industry? Why would they and why should they reach out to you?
So reach out to me if you are interested in our products and what we do and would like to learn about our company and have a look on the website. I hope they are perhaps in the notes and linked there. Visit our conferences. We do a couple of conferences every year. So one bigger one is coming up with the conference around open source monitoring, which we are always super happy to have international visitors and attendees. And yeah, just have a look on our website, look what we do, look what our peoples do, what we do as a company. I would be super happy.
So, and your website, just to remind everybody, is netways.de.
Yeah,
correct?
Perfect. And there's also an English translation, of course.
It's netways.de. So check that out. And there's contact. I guess I assume that you have contact links on your website to
Absolutely
get a hold of you.
Absolutely. Yeah, sure.
Well, thank you, Bernd. It's been a great, quick interview here. Appreciate having you on and you sharing your knowledge and also opening up minds about the importance of failure.
Thank you. Thank you for the time. It was nice.
Thank you again. And until next time on the Profits of IT, I am Jim Punzenberger, your host and the creator of the Managed Prospecting System. If you're looking to generate new sales opportunities, be sure to check out managedprospectingsystem.com.
Thank you for tuning in to the Profits of IT. Please smash that like button, subscribe, and share.